There are a lot of shows out there that make you wonder, why is this show on the air? We don't mean to be, well, mean, but it's a point of fact that there are plenty of shows out there clogging up the airways with premises that are ludicrous at best. And that says nothing of the reality shows that go and really make you wonder about the intelligence of humanity. Don't believe us? Well, have you ever watched the show 90 Day Fiance? Because that show sure is, well, something. And somehow, it keeps getting new episodes. But how did it all start off? Allow us to show you 90 Day Fiance Season 1. Where are they now? Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8. The Show. Since its 2014 debut on TLC, 90 Day Fiance has come a long way, and so have its OG couples from Season 1. The first ever season of the cult classic reality TV show originally featured 4 couples as its cast members, including Alan and Curliam Cox, Russ and Paula Mayfield, Mike and Aziza Elishway, and Louis and Aya Gatone. Fans have been complaining that 90 Day Fiance cast members no longer seem genuine, and most storylines feel fake and scripted. Some want to see its older pairs return, while also believing that the drama they showcased was real. However, have these Season 1 90 Day Fiance couples managed to stay together? And if so, where are they now? And what happened to them after the show? The cultural phenomenon, for better or for worse, that is 90 Day Fiance wouldn't have been as successful as it is today without its Season 1 hit pairs. American citizens falling in love internationally and bringing a foreign partner to get married to was somehow a sure-shot formula to success. Again, somehow. But with the show having completed 8 seasons until now and having a following of roughly 3 million viewers per episode, fans have also met multiple pairs over the years. Still, some believe that Season 1 couples will forever be memorable, and they've been up to a lot since then. Number 7. Paula and Russ. Paula and Russ are perhaps the most active social media users from the 90 Day Fiance Season 1 clan. Engineer Russ met aspiring model and personal trainer Paula in Colombia before she moved to America and struggled with his conservative parents. In 2014, Paula and Russ moved to Miami from Oklahoma, and after suffering a miscarriage, gave birth to son Axel on New Year's Day, January 2019. It's been 7 years since Paula and Russ married on October 7, 2013. Pao is now a professional wrestler and featured with Russ on 90 Day Fiance spin-off Foodie Call recently. Number 6. Alan and Curliam. To start, Alan and Curliam had a controversial storyline with fans claiming he had met her in Goiânia, Brazil when she was just 12 and he was 20. While Alan did come across Curliam when on a Mormon mission, it wasn't until 8 years later that they began a relationship. Both Alan and Curliam were virgins when they married in a Mormon temple and welcomed son Liam Jordan DaCosta Cox on October 6, 2017. The 90 Day Fiance couple, who now stay in North Carolina, were briefly separated during the COVID pandemic. After celebrating their 7th anniversary on September 7th, Alan and Curliam had baby number 2, a son named Enzo, in June of this year. Alan apparently works as a project manager at an engineering company, and Curliam is an Instagram influencer. Number 5. Mike and Aziza. Technical support specialist Mike had met Aziza from Volgograd, Russia on a language acquisition website, and a friendship soon blossomed into a relationship when her work visa was denied for the 90 Day Fiance couple. The fact that Aziza's US work permit was denied was a major red flag for Mike's friends and family, and the pair shocked everyone by deciding to marry each other just after spending 6 days together in person. Meanwhile, Aziza wanting to focus on her studies and Mike wanting a baby was a major concern, but Mike and Aziza did get married and even gave birth to a baby girl, Olivia Joan, on January 14, 2019. The 90 Day Fiance lovebirds are still together and stay in Cleveland, where Aziza seems to be working at an optics lab and Mike is a network analyst. Number 4. Louis and Aya. Divorced father of 2 young sons, Louis was asked by Filipina Aya to move to her country after they'd crossed paths on an online dating site and decided to marry. Eventually, Aya flew down to the States to tie the knot with Italian-American Louis and had a son, Giovanni, in 2018. while Aya's Instagram remains private, fans learned of them having another baby boy, Stefano, via Luis's profile on November 2020. With their 4 boys now, 90 Day Fiance's successful couple, Luis and Aya, currently stay in Johnson County, Indiana. Luis now reportedly works as an information security engineer. Although the realness of this reality TV show does get tested from time to time, its first ever couple still staying together does somehow confirm 90 Day Fiance was the real deal, at least when it took off. Fans these days see more failed marriages than successful stories on the TLC show, but sometimes newer pairs such as Kenneth Niedermeyer and Armando Rubio and Yarazaya and Joffrey Duvren do keep giving them hope. And then there are couples that destroy that hope with extreme prejudice. Number 3. Colt and Larissa. If you were to look at Colt and Larissa, you would think that this was a fake setup because of their very clear differences in looks. But in truth, they really did try and get together. Not unlike many in this day and age, the two met online and quickly became good friends. Then they met in Mexico and started to develop their relationship from there. The problem though is that while the internet can hide things, an in-person relationship most certainly cannot. And as such, a lot of Larissa's personality flaws started to show up, including how she thought that Colt was trying to hook up with virtually every woman he talked to, even though that clearly wasn't the case. She was an extremely jealous woman, and we could all see that. As if that wasn't enough, she would constantly insult Colt, his mother who lived with them, and more on both camera and on social media. Needless to say, their relationship didn't last, and not for the reasons you think upon first looking at them. Number 2. Mark and Nikki. We're trying not to say that we're seriously creeped out by this next couple, but it's really hard. Because if you were to look at these two, you'd honestly think that Mark was Nikki's father, uncle, or something else in that range. Because Mark is 58 and Nikki is 19. Of course, you might notice that Nikki doesn't look like Mark, and that's because she's originally from the Philippines, and she literally moved to America to be with Mark after meeting him on a dating site. This is why the world is doomed, but we digress. Nikki would soon realize that Mark wasn't all he was cracked up to be, and he was very controlling, almost to the point of verbal abuse, and as things continued to progress, it continued to get more and more weird. At one point, Mark actually tried to get Nikki to wear some of his daughter's clothes, which, again, is creepy. And let's not forget the 39-year age difference and the culture differences. Nikki was out of her depth in more ways than one, and she paid the price for it. Thankfully, they're not together, but it still doesn't stop the scarring from it happening at all. Number 1. David and Annie. There are such things as scum of the earth, and when it comes to David in this relationship, you could definitely qualify him as that. Not because he was technically abusive or anything of that nature, but he had so many vices and faults, you have to wonder how his bride-to-be would ever have fallen for him. David was not exactly on his best footing when he met Annie in Thailand. Somehow, the two fell in love and got married. Problem: he was broke, had frequently borrowed money from friends, and had a major drinking problem, and was also much older than Annie. So by the time they got to America, the honeymoon period was way over, and Annie got to see just how dark David was, especially in terms of his drinking. David is the kind of guy you root against and pray that Annie finds someone much better than him. And this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what 90 Day Fiance has to offer. And it again makes you wonder what is wrong with humanity if this is what they're watching on the regular. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the 90 Day Fiance couples from the very first season and how everything worked out for them, for better or for worse? Can you believe that people agreed to go and be recorded for something like this? Or that people are more than happy to go and watch this? What do you think it says that there are multiple seasons of this show, as well as spin-offs in various ways? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on this channel.